Okay, now, gymnastics. So, yeah. This one has a different, scene where, the Teletubbies are going under the arch. I always got this scene confused with the up and down dance. I don't know why I always did. I just always got confused with that dance, apparently. To be honest, it's much better because it's much shorter. So, yeah. This one has a rare opening shot, which is just a still shot of like the house from afar, like kind of like some of the home hill opening shots, but the camera isn't panning downwards or anything. And then they see the zoomed in windmill clip, and they watch TV events. Tinky Winky is chosen. The audio is different the second time. Some kids are going to the gym and doing some exercises or gymnastics, as they say. Interesting thing is they go through the fire escape door, apparently, when they go to the gym. How would they not set off the fire alarm when that happens? I don't know. But yeah. And the sun screams while she's giggling. And then, the this scene where Lala is playing with her ball indoors. And yeah, she's like bouncing it all over the house, and they're trying to catch it, and the Nunu tidies it up, and they start chasing him. But apparently he was helping Lala catching the ball. Apparently I heard the Nunu puppet that they used in this episode is a new one. I don't really notice the differences. I mean, all the Nunu puppets they used on the show, except for the one in like the reboot, look exactly the same. Actually, the reboot one looks exactly the same as well, just spray painted a different color. I don't know. Actually, I think they might have did use multiple puppets for the Nunu. Because, like, there was this one time where Nunu got Tubby Custard on himself and was trying to tidy it up. And I could literally tell that he couldn't, like, reach his, like, face with this thing. So, like, basically they used, like, another puppet as, like, this, and, like, they did that. Like, yeah, apparently. I could literally tell it was that. Instead of, uh, instead of this, there's a scene from, Good Morning, where Dipsy wants to dance, apparently. Yeah, Dipsy's just wanting to dance and stuff. Let's go back to the original version of this episode. The zoomed out windmill clip is seen, and then the Teletubbies say "uh-oh," and when they say "uh-oh," the windmill sound just goes away, apparently. And then after that, the Nunu's just tidying up, and it just cuts to the windmill stopping. In the Sunday special version, after the scene where Dipsy wants to dance, they see the windmill stopping, and it does not cut back to them saying "uh-oh," apparently. Dipsy's the missing Teletubby, and Lala's the boo shouter. Sandcastles. This one has a scene where the Teletubbies are running around the house. It starts up with no opening shots whatsoever. Yeah, apparently. And then, like, yeah. They, like, run around the house several times, and then they just teleport right in front of the camera. And then, like, much like in Naughty Snake, the Teletubbies see the windmill spinning. This time it's not casting out pink sparkles. Like, the pink sparkles are nowhere to be seen, but the sound is heard. And they say "uh-oh," and it cuts to the windmill spinning without showing them running off. So yeah, Dipsy's chosen. The audio is different. However, yeah, two kids are on the beach making a sandcastle. Yeah, one of them puts a pinwheel in it, kind of like the windmill. But yeah, and the son giggles, screams again, and then this scene where the Teletubbies are playing a game called Round Around the Garden. Round around the garden, like a Teletubby. One step, two steps, all bump tummies. In one part, when they're running around the garden, the voice trumpet actually disappears. Yeah, it's like nowhere to be seen. Yeah, this is basically like a continuation of the opening scene, practically. But yeah. Yeah, apparently. and they see the zoomed-in window windmill clip playing with the regular whooshing sound. Uh, and they say, run off, and you think the windmill will stop spinning, but then it cuts to the windmill spinning with the second part of the magical event tune, and the dancing bear plays, apparently. So yeah, and the dancing bear dancing once, like usual. In the Sunday special version, instead of all this, instead of the regular second half, the second half of Sand Pendulum is used, but instead of the animal parade, they go watch the three ships. And then the windmill stops spinning. Lala's the missing Teletubby and Poe's the boo shouter. Walking the dog. Oh dear. This one has an opening scene where Tinky Winky is showing the Teletubbies his piece of tubby toast that he's gonna eat. Yeah, apparently. And then they see a zoomed-in window windmill clip, and they watch a TV event where two kids are taking their dog for a walk. In the Portuguese version, there's like a slightly different TV event where they're taking their dog to like some weird dog park. That actually looked pretty cool. The audio of Lala being chosen is different the first time, but not the second time. And the son giggles, screams, once again. Next scene is a random scene where the voice trumpet's barking like a dog. Yeah, woof woof. See, I'm just concerned that Tinky Winky's not in this scene. Was he too busy eating tubby toast, like in the opening scene? Yeah, like where was he? I don't know. Actually, one spot where the Teletubbies are like playing around with their barking thing. Looks like the same spot where Lil Bo Peep finds her sheep in some episodes. But we'll get to that another time. I mean, was this filmed around the same time? Seems to be ironic. Because that wouldn't be introduced until, like, a long after this episode was made. And then they do the shortened version of the Round and Round dance. There's different music at the beginning, which is actually pretty weird. I think in this episode, the Teletubbies giggling is like off sync or something. I don't know. I think it was either this or a different episode. I don't know. But I think that actually happens multiple times. In the Sunday special version, instead, they do the shortened version of the walking dance. Poe's the missing Teletubby and Tinky Winky's the boo shouter. This was the first episode directed by Nigel P. Harris, who was the director for a lot of episodes of this show. This was the first appearance of some new Tinky Winky, or not Tinky Winky, this is the first appearance of some new Dipsy, Lala, and Poe costumes. And they look completely different, practically. Much like with Tinky Winky, as I mentioned before, he looked kind of different. Next up is Sand Pendulum. The opening scene is, hold on, I better check this. It's practically like an alternate version of the opening scene from Numbers 4, where Poe brings the other Teletubbies inside. This time she doesn't have her scooter, and then Nunu actually makes noise when he rolls right away. And the zoomed-in windmill window clip is shown, and then a TV event. Different Poe audio the second time. Actually, a little bit of the first time when she's chosen. Just a little bit, the audio's slightly different. But yeah. So yeah, the kids are playing with the sand pendulum. Like one of those oddly satisfying videos you see everywhere on YouTube. It's annoying, kind of, in my opinion. In the Portuguese version, there's like this different TV event where they're making like a bottle bot. You know, kind of like a Spencer's bottle bot on iCarly. It's like a robot made out of bottles or something. It's actually pretty interesting. You should check it out. The son giggles, screams like usual. Yeah. Next up is a scene where Poe is like going all over Teletubby Land on our scooter, and the Teletubbies are following her. It's kind of a long scene, but not too long. It's kind of a weird scene, in my opinion. And apparently the Teletubbies realize, uh-oh, we're late for a magical event. Yeah, like, they run off really slowly, and then the animal parade begins, and then the windmill stops spinning, and the voice trumpets rises delayed, and Tinky Winky is the missing Teletubby, and Dipsy is the boo shouter. Going on a train. This is one of my least favorite episodes. But yeah. This one has an opening scene where the Teletubbies are going down the slide and out the door, down the slide and out the door again. And then they watch TV event. Tinky Winky's chosen. They use different audio a second time. Yeah, two kids and their mom are going on a trip on a train. It's pretty interesting. And then, like, the son Giggle screams again. And then Poe's scooter apparently has a squeaky wheel. And I kind of hate the sound it makes. But, yeah, apparently. She's, like, going around Teletubbyland, our scooter, saying uh-oh to the other Teletubbies, and her scooter keeps rolling right away. And then finally, the squeaking disappears. And then after that, in the Sunday special version, they do a special version of the jumping dance. Later on in the series, they refilmed the jumping dance entirely in a different location and stuff. And this version of the jumping dance is kind of like the original version in Our Pig Winnie, where Tinky Winky rolls down the hill the first time he tries to do a special jump. And yeah, but in some episodes, like in the Sunday special of this episode, he sneaks up on the other Teletubbies. And here, when he sneaks up on them, they do the dance again. And then the baby son giggles at the end. In the Portuguese version, the whole second half is replaced by the second half of Arthur Robot's story. I remember when I first saw that, it was like a VHS copy of the episode. Someone, like, recorded off the TV. I thought it was because he didn't have the full episode, but then I saw the official Teletubbies Portuguese YouTube page, which, by the way, yes, that exists, uploaded this, and yeah, apparently. I don't know why that happens. I think there is actually a Portuguese version of Arthur Robot's story, and I think it actually does have all the same stuff, including this. But yeah, Dipsy's the missing Teletubby and Lala's the boo shouter. Next up is herding sheep. First off is the opening scene. It's literally the same opening scene from Hickory Dickory Dock, but instead of the voice trumpets making tick-tock noises, they make sheep noises, and it shows the normal windmill clip, apparently. They're making ba noises when they run off. TV event, different Dipsy audio. Yeah, the kid, Matthew, James, and Mark, they're, like, taking care of their sheep on the farm. Yeah, like, I remember this one Peanut Butter Gamer video, top 10 worst licensed games. He was, one of them was, the Teletubbies game, and he was, like, watching this TV event, and the kid's like, this is my crook, and he's like, uh-huh, and this is my, and he keeps saying, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Yeah, he kept saying that. And the son giggles, screams. Actually, the crook, apparently. I remember, like, Toy Story 2 got in trouble with, like, PETA or something for having Lil Bo Peep holding a crook, apparently. So, yeah. I barely remember this, though. And then this weird scene where the Teletubbies are going all around the house and all around Teletubby Land. It's this long scene. It goes on forever, and it's actually pretty crazy what happens, apparently. And the way the segment ends is very weird. Much like in Lorette tap dancing, the voice trumpet rises up and says time for Tubby bye-bye, and the Teletubbies run out the house through stock footage, and, like, the episode ends normally. It's kind of weird, though, and it's not the only episode where that happens. Apparently. I think in the Sunday special version, however, the baby son is just shown giggling instead of that happening. That's what I think happens. I don't know. Lala's the missing Teletubby and Poe's the boo shouter. That's it for this part.